Hi, dudes!
Just to be clear, this video does not endorse creating people with home computers, connecting to government systems, or attaching electrodes to dolls. However, we are going to talk about the real computer used in Weird Science, what it was actually capable of, and why it was the perfect machine for one of the most iconic tech fantasies of the 1980s. Also, yes, the outfit is intentional. Weird Science isn't really a movie about computers in the literal sense. It's a movie about what people in the mid-1980s believed computers could become. Back then, the home computer wasn't just a tool. It was a promise, a shortcut, a quiet hope that if you learn the right commands, type the right code, or push the right button, technology might actually change your life. And in Weird Science, that fantasy has a name: Lisa. So, in this episode, I want to talk about the real computer behind the movie, what it could actually do, what the movie pretends it could do, and why the illusion works so well that we're still talking about it 40 years later. Let's start with the hardware itself. The computer used in Weird Science is a Memotech MTX512, a British home computer from the early 1980s. And in the movie, it's shown as part of a larger, more imposing setup that helps sell the fantasy. This is a great choice visually. The MTX512 has a metal case, a full-size keyboard, and a very serious professional look. It doesn't feel playful or toy-like at all. It feels expensive, powerful, and just dangerous enough to get teenagers into trouble. For the movie, the prop was modified slightly, but most notably with an oversized enter key that lights up dramatically. It's pure Hollywood, but it's also very effective. The key becomes the moment of commitment. Once you press it, there's no going back. Underneath the movie magic, the MTX512 is a very real and very capable 8-bit computer. It's built around a Zilog Z80A processor running at 4 MHz with 64 kilobytes of RAM. For the early 1980s, that was nothing to laugh at. This wasn't a bargain bin machine. It uses a Texas Instruments video chip capable of color graphics at a resolution of 256 by 192, and it has a dedicated sound chip that could generate 3 tones plus noise. If you grew up around arcade games or early home computers, that sound is instantly recognizable. One of the more interesting details is that the MTX512 uses dedicated video memory, which help keep graphics responsive and separate from the system RAM. That's a thoughtful design choice and part of why the machine felt serious, even compared to some of its contemporaries. In other words, this was just a solid computer, a real computer, just not one capable of creating a fully formed human being with perfect hair and incredible confidence. But again, we'll allow it. The movie also leans heavily into the idea of expansion and excess, which is where the larger system setup comes in. In real life, the MTX line supported an external floppy disk expansion system called the FDX. Whether or not every viewer notices it clearly on screen, the important thing is the idea of it. The computer isn't just sitting on a desk anymore. It's part of a system, something modular, something growing. That visual escalation matters because Lisa isn't created through careful planning or restraint. She's created through ambition, overconfidence, and the belief that more power will solve everything. More storage, more capability, more electricity, more confidence than 2 teenage boys should ever be allowed to have unsupervised.
By the way, why are we wearing bras on our heads?
Ceremonial.
This is where Weird Science becomes really interesting. Lisa isn't just a character created by a computer. She's a reflection of it. She behaves the way the boys imagine a perfect system would behave. She's decisive, confident, adaptive, and always one step ahead of everyone else in the room. She optimizes situations, she anticipates problems, she executes solutions flawlessly. Just ask Chet if you don't believe me.
Sorry.
That's better.
She's the fantasy of a computer that doesn't just respond to commands, but understands intent. And yes, she does all of this while wearing iconic outfits and completely owning every space she walks into, which honestly just makes the metaphor easier to remember. Of course, the movie takes enormous liberties. The glowing graphics and animated visualizations are far beyond what the MTX512 could produce in reality. Those sequences aren't about technical accuracy. They're about communicating excitement, power, and transformation to the audience. Then there's the classic 1980s escalation, connecting to a mysterious government system. In that era, a government mainframe was basically treated as an infinite power source. No meaningful security, no real barriers, just raw computational muscle waiting to be tapped. Where have we seen this before? And finally, the electrodes, the doll, and the lightning. Oh, and don't forget the bras to wear on your head. At that point, the computer has fully crossed from technology into ritual. It's no longer about hardware or software, it's about belief. Technology plus electricity plus confidence equals miracles. What makes weird science hold up isn't the realism, it's the sincerity of the fantasy. The MTX512 looks real enough that the audience buys into it. The system feels plausible just long enough for the movie to ask a much more interesting question. What if technology could make you better? Smarter, more confident, more desirable, more in control of your own life. That's the same fantasy people still project onto technology today. We just use different words for it. So that's weird science. A real computer used to sell a fantasy that had nothing to do with processing power and everything to do with possibility. The technology was real, the dream was exaggerated, and somehow it still works. If you have a favorite retro sci-fi computer you want me to cover next, let me know in the comments. And if you're here because of the outfit, I noticed. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video. And as always, an extra special thank you to my loyal Patreon subscribers.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Please be sure to check out my Patreon for extra exclusive content, early access, behind-the-scenes videos, and Patreon-only cuts of my videos. Until next time.